I think an interesting convo that happened last night, and I think Dan Orlovsky said it best, is looking at the big picture.
I was watching that live trying to figure out what happened.
Wild.
Was it diarrhea?
I think he just bobbled his words so much.
And he didn't. He said, he did that?
Yeah, one of those. And it's like, Dan, you're on Monday Night Football, and everybody
You
knows.
gotta say it, though. You're not going to tell people that. That's why I'm like, what? Because it was a weird, like, I understand something could have happened where his mic could have cut out or somebody was in his ear, and then the fart sound. I'm like, all right, well, just tell us what that was exactly.
Hey, he could have easily done it. Easy for me to say, right after the fart sound.
Yes.
Because instead it sounded like he sneezed mid-sentence and then shit right into the microphone.
I thought he unzipped his pants, put the microphone directly in between his butt cheeks, and let one rip.
See, and that's what a lot of people did on the internet. That thing got a lot of views because he obviously has the video next to Laura Rutledge from the booth about some water being in the booth.
That's right.
And that went viral. Yep. Now he makes fart sound with his mouth when he can't get a sentence out. Doesn't tell anybody that was a bobble. Now everybody actually thinks that Dan Orlovsky took his lav mic off the side of his head and put it into his taint and shit on it. Nick does not just speak for Nick. Nick speaks for the internet last night. Yes.
Do they think he has a mic? He's got a mic that he can stick directly in his butt cheeks? Like, he's wearing a headset with the mic coming out of here.
Well, then people are thinking that he farted directly into a very hard surface. Like he's sitting on hardwood, and that thing shot directly into the microphone because that's how clear that fart was. That's when I thought to myself, like, oh, he obviously just bobbled a sentence and made the fart sound just like get through it because he's Dan Orlovsky. Certainly should have told, he's a nerd. He's, that's like Dan Orlovsky. Should have told people that's why he did and moved on. There wasn't a lot of people that thought that was the case. There's a lot of people like, oh, Dan just farted into the microphone. It's like,
that's the cleanest sounding fart on mic ever.
All time. All time.
I was reading
like, it sounded like a fake fart. It was so good.
Yeah, it was a sneeze and a fart, I believe.
Also,
he sneezed first to get him tripped up, I think.
Yeah,
cover it
in
up.
the middle, and he almost had an aneurysm because he covered it in. And then as he went down for the sneeze that he was covering, he got closer to his butt.
Right.
And then that's where the fart
Never mind, that might have happened. You're right. I might have to change my mind. I don't know.
I think he's only got, 2 more Monday night games?
Why is that so funny?
He could have made an all-time Monday Night Football moment if he would have done that and been like, oh, I just pooped my pants.
Yeah, well, you think Dan Orlovsky on Monday Night Football is going to say, oh,
he's the most self-deprecating guy there is.
He tweeted he's the most self-deprecating guy in the face of the earth. Can you imagine how hilarious that would have been if he would have done that and been like, oh, my God, I just pooped my pants? That would have been amazing.
Self-deprecating.
What if he cuts a full, get it, self-defecating. What if he cuts a full promo? You remember what Joe Paterno did on the sideline of the Penn State game? You remember what a lot of guys have done in the past? I just did that Monday Night Football booth. I'm nervous. I'm excited to be here. All right, I'll give it to you, Louis Riddick. I'm going to go change my diaper.
Right, exactly. Steve, Louis, you guys are going to have to take over for the next 10 minutes. I'm going to need a fresh pair of underwear. I just pooped my pants.
So what's worse, shitting his pants or out of the end zone?
Oh, geez, see? We
That's
didn't
the
even
other
remember.
clip that went
See,
viral.
yeah.
Come on, Z.
See, come
We
on.
gotta compare. What's worse?
You're right. For the good of journalism,
Yes.
and he is a journalist because he's on ESPN on
would do
Monday
the
Night
same thing
Football.
with us.
He would have to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I believe that the running out of the back of the end zone is a tough one, especially because that's in his first game.
Right.
That's his first NFL game, which is a stat that gets forgotten about whenever it gets brought up. People just think that's a part of his career whenever he was with the Lions in that 0-16 career season, which is something that happened. That was in his first year he ran out of the back of the end zone. First time playing Jared Allen. Yeah. And obviously the Cowboy Jared Allen's never going to forget it. So I would say that one's tough because the teammates are laughing at you.
Yeah.
City, Detroit, already been through enough. They're laughing at you.
Sure.
And the Vikings are forever going to remember you shitting your pants first time you play them running out of the back of the end zone.
Right.
A bobbled sentence on Monday Night Football is going to happen. We think he just should have added something, right? Don't you think, AJ?
I think
Disclaimer.
now with the internet, don't you think we always mess things up? Like, it's fun you got to acknowledge it. Just like, oh, here we go. Like, you're right. Oh, yeah, a baby shark by me on my Monday night game. I'm real thankful to be here, guys.
What if he said, how did that pick it up so clean?
Yeah, that's what I would have said. Man, I think his mics are amazing.
Was that you, Lewis?
That would have been good, too.
Steve.
Blame someone else. Yeah, that would have been good.
Let me guess, Steve. It was the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a full one of those.
Like, oh, I shouldn't have had those wings at Anchor Bar. Like, if you would have said something like that, I think people, because in the grand scheme of things, like, we all watch Jason Witten, and again, whatever, but it's like, it's not like he was up there doing that.
What do you mean?
He wasn't doing that, so it's just roll with it.
Pulled a rabbit out of his foot, dude.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Jason Witten, incredible tight end, and that's how we should remember that.
That's right.
Good man, too. Walter Payton, Man of the Year.
Absolutely.
Sure. He's done a lot more for football than a lot of humans, myself included, but he will never be remembered for that by an entire generation because of what happened in Monday Night Football booth. Not his fault, AJ.
Not his fault. No.
Not his fault. He should not have been put in there.
I'm with you, man. You're right. I know Witten, great dude, unbelievable Hall of Fame tight end. That's all I see when I see Witten.
You sure?
A little piece of you, though?
Great guy, great father, husband, human. Yeah.
Hey, a little piece of you, though? I saw him. I met him for the first time at a dinner, and it was in the middle of the Monday Night Football run.
Oh. Yeah.
As soon as I met him.
You're crushing it.
Yeah.
Is that what you said to him?
Yeah. What'd you say, Pat? What'd you say?
I assume I dropped some sort of something. Yeah, and he was at the time, and his first time in the booth. They put him in fucking Monday Night Football. They drop him in a Ferrari as a 14-year-old. What do you want out
I
of
agree.
Jason
That's
Witten?
an impossible situation. Really, really difficult to be good in that situation.
You got to be a phenom on television to drop into Monday Night Football and be good. Like, I think, honestly, and I think because of how good he was at football, let's bring it all back around, because of how good he was at football and how good of a human he was, they just assumed, hey, Witten's going to be able to do this, no problem.
Yeah.
Turns out, if he got maybe a year of practice at somewhere else.
Did he have to screen test or anything, though? They usually
No.
make people screen test and do practice games or whatever.
No,
he
we're not
strolled
sure.
right
We're not
in.
sure. Yeah, we're not sure.
I think they were probably thinking, hey, we put him in with a consummate pros pro and Joe Tess. It's going to be just fine.
He's never done an
Three-man
NFL
booth
game.
was tough, though.
Yes.
It made it impossible.
He
on
had
him.
never done an NFL game before either, but
And then we'll put a cart on the sideline.
yep,
I mean,
Boog in there.
I mean, Witten had no shot. AJ, let's
How do
remember.
we ever know who's talking and when to talk, too? Like, and Witten's thrown in there day one. He starts to say something, then Boog jumps in. Like, that'd be a tough situation.
So we would like everybody to not remember Jason Witten at all for what he did in Monday Night Football because he had no opportunity, no chance.
Okay. Did he
He
botch
did
his
collect the
introduction?
paycheck, though.
He did. I mean, they really did try to reinvent the wheel without telling him. It's like, hey, this is gonna be the best fucking thing ever. You're gonna be just fine. Don't worry how it's gonna happen. It will happen. You just be you in the booth.
You just focus on calling a game. You're really good at the game. You can see things. You're the tight end position. It's a growing position. It's a very important position. You're a good guy. Walter Payton, Man of the Year, absolute stud. They drop him in there. And to your point, you're saying everybody is being judged against that pretty much.
Yeah.
Still some guys that break through.
Yeah.
Still some guys that break through. And I have to listen to a couple regional games, get a chance to watch them all.
Right.
And you turn on like a local CBS game somewhere, and it's like, all right, who and how did we think this was okay? For the NFL, biggest league on earth.